பெஸ்ட் ஹோட்டல் டீல்ஸ் வாங்குறதுல இருந்து டேயை பிளான் பண்றதாகட்டும், லோக்கல் அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட்ஸ் பண்றதாகட்டும், ஜிடியோட உங்க ஹாலிடே சூப்பர் ஸ்பெஷல் தான்.
GT Holidays.
You know you're special when you're with GT Holidays.
Nimati Property Management. Contact 7667008999.
On the special day of International MSMEs Day, I request the dignitaries on the dais to unveil the logo of CIPACA Business Concepts Private Limited. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the hosts of today's event, that is the International MSME Awards 2022. CIPACA Business Concepts and Sea Change Consulting.
CIPACA Healthcare Service Private Limited is about to launch CIPACA Business Concepts with an objective to support rural hospitals to grow 10 times. But the rural hospital cannot serve a patient due to the lack of facilities on par with the city hospitals. It's not just a business loss for them. All those patients end up spending lakhs of rupees extra in the cities. It's even worse when it comes to emergencies. Every minute delay increases the risk of mortality as well as morbidity. Where is the gap? 99% of the rural hospitals are owned and run by doctors. The owner, who is also the chief doctor, also the chief decision maker in the departments of daily operations, HR, finance, IT, and overall business. He also has to manage the unexpected crisis coming from sick patients, admin, finance, etc. Many times, they may not have the required knowledge and support to overcome the challenges and grow successfully. They need guidance and support to be able to serve their communities better. Serving the patients in the rural hospital itself not only increases the chance of survival, but also saves their economy. Every patient served is one life saved. Every patient not referred is nothing but lakhs of hard-earned rupees saved for their families. CIPACA Business Concepts to handhold, support and guide the rural hospitals to grow and become self-reliant. When the whole nation is going towards self-reliant India, CIPACA Business Concepts to uplift the rural health ecosystem through making self-reliant rural hospitals. A Chennai-based strategic business advisory consulting organization is one of the leading knowledge management partners for MNCs, corporates, and growth management partners for micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, based out of Chennai, India. Sea Change has homegrown smart business execution models and has in its panel 100+ subject matter experts, has served 1,000+ projects in 45+ business verticals, and with a combined knowledge bank of 2 lakh hours of consulting experience since 2002, serving clients pan-Asia. Sea Change deals with mainly 2 kinds of business situations: sick firms wanting to revive and doing well firms that have the capability to grow further but are not able to achieve it. With sick cases, Sea Change helps them rebuild, facilitate the revival of financial packages, and help with other business revival measures. With others, Sea Change shows them how they can pull what to a different level altogether. Founder of Sea Change, Mr. S. Prakash, its CEO, is also known as Corporate Sage. He is a serial author, including the chartbuster book, The Spiritual CEO, published by Amazon in 2021. Mr. M.K. Anand is a strategic business advisor, chairman, MSME and ICT subcommittees, ACC, and authored a book titled 36 Golden Rules and Virtual Coffee Table Book for MSMEs.
on Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. On this special occasion, it is my proud privilege to introduce Mr. S. Prakash, aka the Corporate Sage. He brings in nearly 4 decades of entrepreneurial and leadership expertise. He has built several ingenious consulting and coaching frameworks. He has helped transform the future of MSMEs, mid-cap and large enterprises. He works with several NGOs and government bodies for nation building. He's an author of 13 books, including the latest, The Spiritual CEO, a top 5 bestseller, and an Amazon original. I now invite Mr. Prakash, founder and CEO C Change, to give welcome address on the significance of the International MSME Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, who is this MSME? Why celebrate an international day to commemorate the MSMEs actually? For us to understand this, we might have to take a journey down memory lane 200 years ago. Somewhere in the 1820s, the then British government had commissioned a person called Thomas Macaulay. He was sent with the sole purpose of finding what stops Britishers from ruling India firmly. How did this race manage the Mughal invasion? What is to be done? One thing that he found out was that the entire backbone of India then, the Bharat, was made of people who were very strong entrepreneurs. People who knew how to stand on their feet. People who had the courage to face adversities, do businesses. The so-called Silk Route, the other route known as the Chola route, not well known, which took India from India to Far East. All these were conquered on the business front by the then Indians. He found out that what gave them the courage was their ability to stand on their own legs and the then prevailing Gurukul education system. After 10-15 years of study, he had then proposed the introduction of the English style of education, which will literally break the self-esteem of the people and start looking out for jobs. Over a period of time, they really succeeded in doing that. By the beginning of 20th century, entrepreneurship was a dead word in India. It was reserved for people who could manipulate the license Raj and get through. If you really connect back what we are today, the MSMEs have done something of reinventing what we were 200 years back and given that courage to face adversities even in situations that normally people would buckle and fall down. The easy option for youngsters today, even then, was to seek a job, go to school, get a good degree, surrender yourself at the feet of a boss. The slave mentality had set in over a period of 170 years. Entered MSME ecosystem about 3-4 decades ago. It gave wings to the dreams of people who wanted to be self-reliant. Even it was just at 1/10 of the money that they were earning. Proudly we can say that I am an MSME and many of you here are MSMEs too. We brought back that self-belief and the courage that was essential for any country to actually stand on its own leg, just not stand on its own leg but take flight and grow. This is exactly the first point which really made what MSMEs today. They really brought back the belief into the education system. They brought back the confidence that I can do something worthwhile in this life. I can stand on my own legs. I can give employment to people. This is one of the fundamental reasons I would say that MSMEs and the journey at least has to be recognized and celebrated. Point number 2. If you look at the Adanis, the Birlas, the Ambanis, or Tatas, or anyone for that matter, any of the unicorns that have come today to what they are, once upon a time, they were MSME, by definition. They did something unthinkable what many MSMEs were not able to do because of several reasons, and they took wings to become what they are today. For every human being that is born, we all know that there is a fight of 2 crore sperms out of which one wins. Like that, MSMEs have to fight, and in that ecosystem they have to thrive and grow. And the big industries today, once upon a time, were actually MSMEs. If you look at the vision that the Prime Minister of India, Modi, set in 2019 of converting India into a $5 trillion economy by 2022 originally, which now has been set back to 2025 because of the pandemic effect. One of the visions that he had created as part of that was to create at least about 1,000 unicorns, which would sort of ensure that we move toward the $5 trillion economy. And that is possible only if we allow the MSMEs to thrive and grow. That is something that the government is doing seriously. And we also have to do a part from our side in terms of encouraging them, in terms of recognizing them. After all, they fight for survival, they fight for growth 364 days a year. Why not one day in the calendar where these people can be celebrated and acknowledged? That's why I think 3-4 years back it was proposed and had been brought in as the International MSME Day. When you look at a person, when you call the person as beautiful or handsome, what makes you think is their eyes, maybe the skin color, the kind of face that they have, the kind of dress that they wear. But for every face which is out there, for every beautiful lady or a handsome man, there is something called as a backbone. It is said that the spinal cord is what puts all the organs together. Without that, the system would collapse. MSMEs do that exactly to what the Indian industry is. The unsung heroes. The role of the spine is understood only in its absence. In less than a second, doctors here would know that the entire system would collapse. This is exactly what they bring to the table. If you really look at the statistics which some of the subsequent speakers would reel out, there are two significant statistics which I thought I would share in terms of what MSMEs contribute to what we are today. 30% of the GDP is contributed. 6.3 crore MSMEs are there. More than 11 million jobs generated. More than anything else, they have contributed, continue to contribute close to 49% to the export of what India is today. Many of them, if you look at the cellular structure of the body, there are 7 trillion cells, they say, which makes up the total body. Individually, a cell by itself has no value. Likewise, it might look that a person who is churning out that hard work, doing that lathe work or any of the small jobs that they do, looks to be a very micro activity, and that's how maybe the name came as MSME. If they don't come together to create what ecosystem they have created, the bigger economies that they feed, the industrialists, the big exporters, none of that would exist. It is said that not even one single component today in India that is being made, not even one single service that is being dished out in India can survive without the active support of MSMEs. The MSMEs may not know it, they might know it, but it's a time that we look back, give them credit for what they are, and ensure that they are rewarded for the work that they do, and for the great role that they play in the growth of not just the economy, but India itself. Would we need any other reason for us to know why International MSME Day under recognition? I raise my case. Thank you.
We thought on the International MSME Day celebration, it would be a great impact if we have a government officer from MSME ecosystem who can inspire us with government initiatives and support services. So we reached out to our chief guest, Mr. U. Venkatachalapati sir, General Manager, SR, NSIC, and he has been kind enough to deliver insights and give away the awards as well. Sir, Pati Solna, first of all, you're from my place, sir, Coimbatore, so adle enak oru perume irukku. So he has done his engineering from Government College of Technology, Coimbatore, and he has also done his Masters in Business Administration. So he is the General Manager and Center Head of NSIC, Technical Services Center, Chennai. For some of you all here like me who did not know what NSIC was until now, it's the National Small Industries Corporation Limited. Since 1987, he has been working with NSIC, an ISO 9001 certified company, a Government of India enterprise. It was established in 1955 and was awarded with Mini Ratna status, and he has been working to fulfill its mission of promoting, aiding and fostering the growth of MSME sector and industry-related services and business enterprises in the country. NSIC operates through more than 120 offices supported by a team of over 500 professionals spread across the country. To manage operations even in African countries, NSIC operates from its office in Johannesburg. NSIC carries forward its mission to assist all small enterprises with a set of specially tailored schemes designed to put them in a competitive and advantageous position. The schemes comprise of facilitating marketing support, credit support, technology support and other support services as well. He was in international delegation tours with a team of entrepreneurs to countries including Italy, Korea, Sri Lanka and Greece for manufacturing, innovation, leather and footwear, etc. I humbly request our chief guest, Mr. Venkatachalapati sir, to share his insights.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, all of you, very good afternoon. Myself, I am Venkatachalapati, working with the NSIC, National Small Industries Corporation. It's a central public sector enterprise, sir, having our headquarters at New Delhi. It's a pan-India organization. We have our presence across all the states. Basically, NSIC, we don't have any physical product. It's a public sector enterprise. All our products are service in nature. Way back in 1955, it was started during Congress government, the then Prime Minister Nehru. Now, all the products are service in nature, and we are right now simply we are classifying into 4M services. The first service is for marketing, second service related with materials, third service related with money, fourth service related with manpower development. But ultimately our aim is to boost the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises. Our services, all services meant for MSME sector. So you can get the materials in the open market also, but NSIC plays a vital role in supplying the material to the MSME unit at correct government controlled rate. We concentrate on steel, aluminium, copper, okay. You name the material, NSIC is having the source. Across India, we have godown facility like Delhi, Jaipur, western side Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, even Coimbatore, Bangalore, everywhere we have godown facility. NSIC being a government organization, we have a tie-up with SAIL or NALCO or Hindustan Copper, Hindustan Zinc, and we get the material in bulk quantity, we store it in our place, we supply the material to the MSME units, those who registered with NSIC for their material requirement. We concentrate more on practical. That is, our training nature 70% practical oriented, only 30% only theory concept. We have variety of courses, even 10th standard failed fellow also, so at the same time graduates, engineering graduates also. For all of them we have courses, more than 30 variety of training courses. Lot of courses are sponsored by state government also, Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation, even other state government departments also. We have been in constantly touch to get some program so that the poor people can get free training. That kind of facility also we are doing. So NSIC, we are into services, into 4M services, okay. So please spread the message, and anytime NSIC will be ready to support MSME sector. Further any suggestion also we will take into consideration, we will recommend to our head office. Thank you once again, thank you for the opportunity given to me. Thank you.
May I request Dr. Raja Amarnath, Managing Director of CIPACA Business Concepts, to share his insights.
A very good evening to one and all. I must sincerely thank Mr. Prakash and Mr. Anand who have first of all told me what MSME is. I am a doctor, odd man out in this community. See, doctors, they don't talk much about business, right? In our community it is forbidden, because if you put an advertisement saying I do good treatment, and MCI will ban me. So we are bound by Hippocrates' oath that I will not promote myself. But that's what everybody sticks to, at least most of the doctors, especially in rural areas, which also works as the advantage for corporate, where they do all the required publicity and marketing and take advantage of branding as the better or the best treatment facilities available. India has, I don't need to say, 130 plus crores population. I don't know the current statistics, but we are definitely growing faster in that. It is said that we will beat China in this number, soon. And you all might be knowing that, 70% of our population, they reside in rural areas, which means 80 crore people approximately, they live in rural areas, and their health and their lives, it depends on rural hospitals. So much has been spoken about MSME, and first time I am hearing, sir, I am so sorry, your organization, I am not aware of it so far. 40,000 hospitals are there in India, in rural communities, who are serving these 70 crore people. I don't think even 10% of them are aware of what MSME is. Because when I travel, length and breadth of the country to talk to rural hospitals, because we are in the mission, I don't call it as a business, we are in the mission of setting up ICUs in rural hospitals. I don't need to say what is the requirement there, because any patient in rural area, which is a village or a taluk area, if they have to go to ICU, a standardized ICU, you know very well that only metropolitan cities they have, that too in corporate hospital they have ICUs. To travel from this place to that place takes 1 to 2 hours time. In emergency, every minute counts. Patient may reach there through our existing ambulance services, and the patient may survive, but every minute delay actually adds on to the recovery. So the delayed recovery in a corporate hospital adds on to the pocket of the, the biting the pocket of the patient. So why should someone spend lakhs of rupees for 3-4 days of ICU care, which would save the patient? With that objective in mind, we started creating ICUs in rural hospitals to show the world that you can provide the international quality of standards of ICU care in rural areas. It is quite possible. That's what we have been doing across 7 states now, and with an appreciation and a recognition as the best rural ICU care provider so far. But when we meet people in rural hospitals, the owners, either they are absolutely non-medical people, somebody, maybe from real estate background, or somebody with some vision, some pain in their past, saying that, my mother died of cancer, so I want a hospital, like that. Or most of the times, 90% of the times, it is the doctor who is from that son of the soil, from that place, who has gone to city, studied, and came back and started a hospital. You all know, no? They actually build the hospital business brick by brick. Doctor sees OPD, outpatients, from morning 8 o'clock to night 11 o'clock. In between, he sees some inpatients. 1 or 2 emergencies he refers out. And when he sees that I am getting enough number of patients, he starts some 10 beds in the hospital. Like that they grow. If you see their history, 20 years they move to 20 to 30 beds. It's okay, I mean, they are doing their part. But because they think that I am unable to serve some certain disciplines, certain higher level of care, and when they say I am unable to provide this service, and they tell their public to go, it actually adds to the fall of economy of that rural areas. Just imagine, one taluk, you take any of your place, one taluk surrounded by 20-30 villages, covering approximately 3 to 4 lakhs of population. Every day, at least 10 patients will be moving from that place to nearby city for care, which is actually at least 1 to 2 lakhs more expenditure for each person. So 10 lakhs per day multiplied by 1 month, you just calculate. That is a loss of economy in those rural areas, just because the rural hospitals in that place are unable to provide the required services. I am not saying that they can immediately become transplant centers, but if they are providing 25% of service today, and in city hospitals providing 100, even if you move them from 25% to 50 or 75% is enough to save the economy of those rural areas, also preserve the economy of those rural hospitals. With this objective in mind, we today launched an organization called CIPACA Business Concepts. I'm really privileged and blessed to do this on this MSME day, because my fellow men, our colleague doctors who are in business, they don't even call themselves as entrepreneurs, because they'll be working like employees only, from morning 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock as doctors. for them some sort of teaching is required, some business knowledge is required, some vision is required, and basic financial discipline is required. They should know what is available, at least in with respect to the support, like what the great dignitaries just now told. Doctor will be sitting in his room, only those who approach him, he thinks that is the world in rural hospitals. So that education is required, hand holding is required, guidance is required, support is required in clinical areas, nursing area, administrative area, funding, financials, and also in business development areas. So with this is what is 360 degree for rural hospitals. And believe me, if you support a rural hospital, it is not just for that hospital, it's actually for that community. So every single person, the rural people in that community will get benefited because of it. So this is the first day of our birth of this organization, and people like you, sir, we need your help to support us, to take this to the masses and the rural hospitals, and see what best we can do to uplift them, to grow with an objective of to make them grow 10 times, which means the benefit for the rural population will be 10 times.
So, moving on, it is my pleasure to invite the guest of honor for the event. A brief about him: Mr. S. Sarathi sir, he is the Group President, is also the Chief Compliance Officer and a member of the Anand Executive Board. He is the Joint Managing Director of Mando Automotive India, a joint venture between Anand and Mando Corporation, part of the Hala Group, Republic of Korea. He is a qualified chartered accountant, a cost accountant, and company secretary. He has also successfully completed an advanced management course from Oxford University, England. He has a rich experience in dealing with hundreds of entrepreneurs, MSMEs, both in India and overseas. He is amongst us today to celebrate this International MSME Day and joining with us to give the awards as well. May I please request Mr. S. Sarathi, JMD, Mando Automotive, to address the gathering.
I just take and keep this into three parts. First is congratulating for the 5 years celebrations of MSME and birth of new innings. Secondly, the importance of MSMEs. Many things have been spoken, and I am not from the MSME sector. I am from a large company sector, but we interact with so many number of people day in and day out. So we know the importance of the MSME, because we are receiving most of our goods from MSME. Without that, we cannot survive. So this, what I can say is, the nuts and bolts in every equipment is small, but without one nut, anything can perform nothing. So MSCs are like that. So it's maybe a small, minute, but it is so important, without which nothing can function. So it is very critical for any enterprise. We cannot neglect MSMEs. Maybe the people approaching and talking, maybe expressing in such a way that the MSME is doing a small work. It is not. What is the work being done by MSME is huge. So it is required for each and every. I am from auto sector, and each and every sector the same set of will be there. OEM will be there, tier 1 will be there, then further tier N. So it is tier N who produces, that is so critical for the next level and next level till the product reaches the ultimate consumer. So it is very important, this one. And any supply chain, the strength is on the MSME. So wherever the weakest link, it will break. So the MSME is, it's a big chain. So the chain should have that necessary strength so that the supply chain remains. So this is my second, that is the importance of this. Third is, there is a myth, that is the OEMs or the tier 1s or tier 2s. They think that there is a huge gap between the MSMEs and them in few of the factors. Say for example, safety. So is the safety can be compromised by MSMEs? No, because we work with people. So definitely the tier 1 thinks that MSMEs can give product at an affordable price by compromising certain things. if any tier 1 things or tier 2 things, I think it is not correct way of thinking. Because certain things cannot be compromised. For example, can we compromise quality? Absolutely not. Can we compromise financial discipline? Absolutely not. Can we compromise on the safety of the people? We cannot. Where can we compromise? We work the similar way where the tier 1 and tier 2s are working. So if any of your interactions, any tier 1 or somebody talks to you, you can ask all these things. So it is not that we can compromise something and reduce or be economical. We have to do something different to be competitive and economical than on compromising on certain things. So that is what I just thought I should share today. For example, our organization, when we started this scheme, the first M was not there, so we named this scheme as VSME. So what we do is we take the, at that time, small medium enterprises whom we work with them, and we work with them in such a way that whatever the production practices what we follow, we take them through the same production. The process may not be the same, but like a Toyota production system, lean inventory, single piece flow, stock management, and then containerization, all those things. So whatever we implement in our shop floor, we will try to implement the same with the shop floor in the MSME sector. What is required fundamentally for this is the supplier has to work with the customer. It requires a strong amount of trust, because what the supplier will think, whatever the benefit comes, the customer will grab and go. So this is the fundamentally the thinking will remain. So I request all of you, don't have that fear, because as an tier 1, what I want good quality, I want delivery always on time. So if that is there, I am willing to pay that price, rather than paying a smaller price and getting quality defects and getting untimely deliveries, paying more for the premium freight. Rather than that, I will pay a better piece price to the companies which delivers the right product and the right time. So please, I suggest go sit with your customers and open, transparent discussions, and you can always find ways to improve to be much more competitive. I thought this is what I small share, and bring that connect between the large industries and the MSMEs, so that we can have a better supply chain, so that what the country is aiming for, bigger growth of Atmanirbhar and other things can be achieved. Thank you.
So right now I would like to invite the Chief in Command here. I'm very glad to invite the MSME Award 2022 Event Project Director, Mr. M.K. Anand. So he is the MSME is synonym to his personality, as he has been toiling with MSME initiatives to empower 1 million MSMEs as a part of his life's social purpose. He is a first-generation entrepreneur graduated from IT consulting. He is a strategic business advisor to MSMEs and mid-cap since 2002. He is none other than M.K. Anand sir, also known as C Change Anand, founder, strategic business advisor, C Change Consulting, and chairman, MSME subcommittee for 3 southern states ACC. May I request Mr. Anand sir to kindly introduce the MSME Awards 2022 initiatives and the 5 categories of the awards for today.
Great evening and happy International MSMEs Day. I'm sure all of you are waiting for the award event, so I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you very much, Dr. Ashwati. She's Dr. Ashwati, by the way, just for you to. You know, what is the theme of this year, International MSMEs Day, celebrated by UN across the globe? Anyone knows? The theme is called Resilience and Rebuilding of MSME sector towards the Sustainable Development Goals of UN. There are 17 SDGs, and one of the SDGs talks about innovation and creativity. So today actually the session started there in UN, and it's available online as well. So all of us can go back and watch the YouTube to get to know more data and insights. Coinciding with the International MSMEs Day, thank you so much, our chief guest, Mr. Venkatachalapati sir, and guest of honor, Mr. Sarathi, and Dr. Raja Mannath and Mr. Prakash. We constituted this first ever MSME Award 2022 this year. It is 5th birth anniversary of MSME Day, but it is the first birthday for us actually for this award as well. And this award has been constituted in terms of theory or the concept 3 weeks ago when we all sat together in our organizations. And Dr. Raja said, I am into healthcare and you are into knowledge industry, so why not we get married to each other and then do something for the society? I said the best day is International MSME Day, so why not we do it on this day? So this is what we thought, and then 3 weeks back everything was put together and today we are here. There is a beautiful website in Tamil Nadu, MSME Ministry is doing it. And I was astonished to see a couple of lady entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs from Erode, Perundurai, all these places down south have availed the MSME schemes of the government and running their own entities. You got to visit MSME Ministry site of Tamil Nadu as well. I mean, whoever is coming from Tamil Nadu. Very, very interesting. Likewise, across the country, everybody has. Coming back to our main theme of the event, the theme is the award, MSME 2022 award. There are 5 categories we have chosen. The category number 1 is Best Innovator Award. Category 2 is Best Environment and Social Enterprise Award. Third, Best Enterprising Youth Entrepreneur Award. Fourth, Best Healthcare Service Provider from Northeast India. Somebody has come from Tripura. Very interesting, you will see. And fifth, Best YouTube Media Anchor Youth. Today, the social media is influencing more, sir. If you take YouTube channels, a lot of people watch YouTube channels and Facebook Live and all that. And YouTube channel, the talk shows, the interviews are very powerful. Most of the time, they cover political news, typically. And there are people who are also having social consciousness, like they wanted to take about business, about startups, about MSMEs in their social content. So one of the awards goes to Best Youth YouTube Anchor, who has a lot of consciousness towards this. Likewise, there are 5 categories that we have chosen and it's been approved by our jury. And it was not nominated, to be very frank, like to share with you, we have not taken any nomination from, a lot of people approached even till this morning that would like to nominate, can I send my company profile, can you please take it? I said, this is the first time that we are doing. And what we have done is, we have done our own basic intelligence on the ground, been there for about 20 years now. We have constituted a couple of juries in our organization and they have handpicked and chosen 5 people from different categories, and then again 3 rounds of discussions, visited their websites, visited their social content, visited various credentials, references. Even we have also spoken to some of the references which, for the due diligence purpose, so that we ensure that the quality is maintained and transparency is maintained. And those 5 heroes are sitting among you. So let's celebrate them. I'm not going to share the name here. Once Dr. Ashwati takes over to introduce the names and their credentials, you'll be able to know more about them. With this, I'd like to thank the event partners, Tata Nexar. People come from Tata Nexar. Thank you very much, Mr. Anjan Rajan from Tata Nexar. And Mr. Ramanan, from all the way from Coimbatore, he's one of our silver sponsors. From Sriram Enterprises. Thank you so much, sir. He's a foundryman for last 40 years. And I also recognize 3 gentlemen here, specifically connected to MSME sector. One is Mr. Kumar Rajagopalan, country head, diocese. He is the NASCOM SME Council member. And we have another person, gentleman, Mr. Shivakumar. Mr. Shivakumar is founder and MD of ISO Software, not just a software, but he is Vice Chairman of Native Lead, empowering nativepreneur of the state, and he is the Vice Chairman for Chennai. And I hope many of you know about Native Lead. Native Lead is doing a tremendous job of helping the Tier 2, Tier 3 cities of Tamil Nadu in terms of empowering them, mentoring them, and also investors. He is a great investor for many of the startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Thank you, Mr. Shiva. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. And I also have one more gentleman. I don't know whether he has come. Mr. Madhu has come? Any chance? Okay. Since he's not there, so I'm not going to share any information about him. And he's also one of the great personality from the MSME sector. And with that, I'd like to hand over the mic to Dr. Ashwati to take us through. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are moving on to the most awaited part of the ceremony, that's the awards part. So the first award for this wonderful evening is the Best Innovator Award 2022. We have several personalities doing different innovative research work, but here we have a distinguished and highly accomplished personality in the field of research and development who have received awards from across the globe for his research work in the areas of aerospace, chemical engineering, and polymeric composite, nanocomposite, and much more. Simply put, under his supervision, 7 PhD dissertations, 1 postdoctoral, and 12 MTech dissertations have been awarded. He is currently supervising 9 PhD research scholars, and he was awarded 24 sponsored projects and with 4 ongoing national and internationally funded projects. He has been awarded all over the world, to name a couple. Now, UNESCO Center for Peace, Swiss National Science Foundation, Marie Curie Research Award, Brainpool Korea Research Award, Visiting Fellow Research Award Canada, NASA's Vision of Space Exploration Research Award of prestigious National Academics, USA. Over 160 research articles, 3 book chapters, he has filed 11 patents and 7 invention disclosures, and he's also a member of editorial boards of Journal of Aircraft and Spacecraft Science, International Center for Nanotechnology and Applied Addition at Sikkim Manipal University. And his research articles have been cited by a number of industries including Lockheed Martin USA, Israel Aerospace Limited, Leonie Studer AG Switzerland, Dutch Space the Netherlands, and Ventracor Limited Australia. CIPACA Business Concepts and Sea Change Consulting Award Committee is delighted to give away the Best Innovator Award 2022. To see him, you need to see the AV. Can we have the AV, please?
Professor Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore. Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik is a distinguished professor and innovator who has published more than 160 articles in international scientific journals with 11 patents and 7 invention disclosures to his credit in the field of aerospace engineering. His stellar career has been decorated with dozens of awards and recognitions from international bodies such as the UNESCO, NASA, European Union, Swiss National Science Foundation, Korean Federation of Science and Technology, etc. He is a member of renowned scientific fraternities such as Asian Polymer Association, American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, and European Society of Composite Materials. Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik is currently a professor at the Department of Aerospace Engineering at School of Engineering, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore, India, and adjunct professor at the Center for Future Materials, University of South Queensland, Australia. Professor Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik, recipient of the MSME Award 2022 for Best Innovator.
May I please invite Dr. Shantanu Bhaumik, Professor at the Department of Aerospace Engineering at School of Engineering, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore, to receive the Best Innovator Award 2022.
Good evening to all. I think as you have learned that from you that Macaulay's journey, there was another journey happened from 1886 to 1892 by Swami Vivekananda. When he traveled across the country, he found that the caliber of Indians, our ethics, our morality, and our scientific knowledge is one of the best in the world. And you'll be wondering that many of his letters, many of his speeches from that time said, India can stand globally once again if we become entrepreneurs. So it was the first mission that although the Macaulay tried to demolish, but Vivekananda again re-established that one in 1892 and 93 itself. Now, with our research, although I work with the space applications, with the ISRO, with the European Space Agency, with the NASA all together, but the fact, India is a country of now I think 1.4 billion, 140 crores and every day we generate around 26,000 tons of plastic waste. It's a huge, huge quantity. And that plastic waste, it is simply dumping in the river or in the soil, going to the ocean and creating the marine life also in danger. So it is my own survey we made from Kashmir. Then also I did my own survey in Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, and then Sikkim, Darjeeling Hills, and across the country. We saw that the cows are eating the plastics, and those milk we are drinking, and we are affected by the cancer. So there is a solution. Even if you survey in last, I think 5 or 6 years, in the month of November, December, if there's little higher rain, Chennai gets flood. Every year, I think last 5, 6 years, because the drains are choked because of the plastic waste, mainly because of thermocol. So we have a very strong solution, and we will be supporting the MSMEs to come forward. Technology will be given by us from the university. He was my student, Akash. He has made his own startup company in Coimbatore, giving know-how across the country. I am just showing few of the samples which he brought. So Akash, you can see the plastic bags and the bottles which is just using only for half an hour and throwing. We have made this fantastic pavement tiles. Okay. It can take a load of 10 tons of the truck, already been tested, so it can be useful. Then for the villagers, again from the ridge tiles and the roof tiles, that we have made this from the waste plastic, the ridge tiles and roof tiles. That means the plastic bag and which is just we are using for half an hour will have a life more than 50 years. Then the Tetra Pak is the interesting part. Tetra Pak, we are simply throwing, drinking maza mango or lassi or milk, and we are simply throwing. In 2 minutes time, that we have made this fantastic sofa cushion. Okay, and it can be useful as a pillow or even a blanket, and it can go to the common village people across the country. Then we are showing another important part, the multi-layered plastics. I think everyone we take the biscuits or the kurkure or the packets. Inside is the aluminum foil, and outside is the plastic coating, and we throw it in just half an hour time. From that we have made this, it is called a tabletop or a stool top. We just fix 5 or 4 of this steel or aluminum. It can become used as a tabletop or stool top. So the MSME is having a full potential for that.
Thank you, Dr. Shantanu. The next award of the day is Best Environment and Social Enterprise Award 2022. We all know giving life to another human being or adding years to life is a noble work. Being a medical doctor myself, I always feel happy and content when I'm with my patients. But here we have a personality who says, give water a second life as his mission, and he is achieving his mission through building social enterprise and aligning with public-private partnerships to serve environment. He is an environmental sustainability expert, and interestingly, he has over 20 years of industry experience, of which a decade was from overseas work in the USA in the field of information technology. After his return to India, being passionate about environment and believing in the best practices for eco-friendly human existence, he chose to get into wastewater treatment, bringing innovation and sustainability into the game to give water a second life. CIPACA Business Concepts and Sea Change Consulting are delighted to give away the Best Environment and Social Enterprise Award 2022. AV about him, please.
Mr. Gangadhar Reddy, MD, Blue Drop Enviro Hyderabad. Mr. Gangadhar Reddy, rightly called by all as Ganges Reddy for his contribution to wastewater treatment, is an innovative environmental sustainability expert and the founder and CEO of Blue Drop Enviro Private Limited. Being a mechanical engineer with over 2 decades of experience in India and abroad, with his passion for environment, set out to bring innovation and sustainable technology into effective wastewater management in India. He is also involved in grassroots level training and community building, helping water management in rural areas. Being an avid heartfulness meditator, he mentors and lives at the world-renowned Heartfulness Institute, always striving to give water a second life. Mr. Gangadhar Reddy, recipient of the MSME Award 2022 for Best Environment and Social Enterprise.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Honored to be here, and thank you for the initiatives by CIPACA and Sea Change Consulting. Great day of learning for me, for what CIPACA is going to change the world for good in rural segments. Very few people have been thinking about the rural segment, although we take it as a vote bank if we're coming from a political background. Otherwise, most educated people have left rural areas and settled in cities, and very few look back to do something for back home. Congratulate Dr. Raja Amarnath for this initiative, and thank you, sir, for educating us on NSIC schemes. A lot of times we struggle. There is enough business to make, but we don't know how to get to it. The EMD itself is a bar for us to participate in tenders. I had a very brief conversation with you last time, but I am delighted to learn more from you today. And thank you for acknowledging MSMEs, how they are contributing to the large enterprises. Each one of us here have a great role to play. 2 wars we fought have taken civilization very backwards in the last century. And Third World War is going to happen on water. Most civilizations have begun around the rivers. Today our rivers are repelling the civilizations to go backwards to somewhere else. The beach properties now are staring at us. And the lake homes, the lake villas are threatening us with dengue deaths. Majority of it is just because of human negligence, our institutional disorder, our lack of right technologies, our lack of entrepreneurs that take environment into their hands to do right things. This is causing our own lives below standards around these water bodies or rivers that are severely polluted. In Hyderabad, we are drawing water from 2,000 feet below the ground. Probably for next generation, we may have to show water in a movie. In our body, if we don't have water balance, it is going to result in a lot of different diseases, deformities. Yesterday, I met with somebody from BARC who had an instrument to test. It's just a sensor that tests 100 different things and throws. The fundamental reason I was talking is people are not drinking enough water. Not related to my subject, but still, water is going to be a very critical resource. The day we realize, we may find it a very scarce resource, which is already is. When I returned from US, I participated in a volunteer venture where I traveled across the country significantly. But when I got into the environment, just as an investor, to make some living. But when I entered into that business, just to understand where I invested the money, started to realize that there is so much going on in the country that we are not aware of. Government has been enforcing regulations to treat the wastewater that we are creating by various uses. And 70% of those systems that we have set up across the country have not been functional, or rather underperforming. Major factor is being they are not affordable. To build a house, it takes about crore rupees. To maintain the house for 20 years, it may take about 10 lakh rupees, not more than that. But to build a sewage or effluent treatment facility, you spend a crore, you are going to spend about 10 crore rupees to maintain it for 20 years. When people are not aware of such drastic commitments towards finances to run systems and facilities, we tend to bypass this water into easily accessible nalas. That is the story across the country, whether Varanasi, whether Baroda, or Chennai, or Bangalore, everywhere I have been, traveled about 4 lakh kilometers, only witnessing these human caused atrocities. So we bring the science to make it affordable, to make it environment friendly. Our ancients has all the wisdom
A lot of things that we are talking about today have been patented elsewhere, in US, in Japan. They're talking about acupressure there in Japan as a patented, while it emanated from our own land. Similarly, the technology that we use for wastewater treatment today was found in our ancient literature, it's being used, but today it's being patented elsewhere. But we took a determination to bring it back to our country, and we are doing our best to contribute to the environment. If all of us join hands, I'm sure we all have to, because we have no option. If we have to survive, we have to embrace the environment while we function on every other count. I thank you for this forum to recognizing MSMEs and encouraging people to go forward, innovate, and spread the good work all across. It takes a lot for one person to succeed. Barely we see all the 99 steps that have been passed through to get to the 100th step. And today you all become part of our journey to move us to the next level. Thank you very much, and I appreciate heartfully.
The next award of MSME Awards 2022 is the Best Enterprising Youth Entrepreneur Enterprise Award 2022. This enterprising youth is from Tamil Nadu, bootstrapped Mac App Studio to a multi-million-dollar company with George. He's been awarded World's Most Valuable Developer by Intel and won $200,000 prize money. They are the youngest and first in Asia to get the highest recognition of Intel Black Belts and a 3-time winner of Worldwide Developer Challenges. Built a great people-first culture. This promoter hails from Trichy, Rettaivaikal, have reached greater heights in life by earning respect from fellow entrepreneurs, colleagues, staffs, students, youth, family members, and friends. He is the founder and CEO of Chennai-based People Tech Private Limited.
Mr. G. Suresh Kumar, founder and CEO of People. Mr. Suresh Kumar Gunasekaran's reimagination of the social media has taken him from being an engineering student in rural Trichy to the World Tech Map, making him an entrepreneur par excellence as the creator of People, the most secure and positive social media platform in the country. The heights he is going to reach in the near future is phenomenal. After a humongous success of a startup venture called Mac App Studio, which he co-founded with his friend George Christopher, he set out on a mission to do his part to make India a global tech leader. Apart from business, Mr. Suresh has touched lakhs of students with his motivational talk and leadership exercises, and is attempting to touch millions of lives with his platform People. Mr. G. Suresh Kumar, recipient of the MSME Award 2022 for Best Enterprising Youth Entrepreneur.
As Mr. Suresh Kumar is currently traveling the USA for his fundraising trip, may I please invite Mr. Muthu Kumar, Vice President, People, to receive the Best Enterprising Youth Entrepreneur 2022 Award on behalf of Mr. Suresh Kumar. Though Mr. Suresh couldn't join us, he has shared a video with us. Can we have the video, please?
Hello, Madam. Thank you so much for giving the Best Youth Entrepreneur of the Award for representing People as a CEO for my team. I'm very, very proud. Thanks to all my supporters, all my followers, all the jury members. And thanks to the incredible team who has been backing up. I am here in USA, so I just wanted to thank you via this video. So thank you so much to all the members, Mr. Anand and C-Change, and each and everyone who has been. And thanks to my wife, Archana, thanks to my daughter, Sarvina Medina, and thanks to my close friend, Mr. George. And we have Muthu Kumar and Sabari here receiving the award. Thank you so much to each and everyone, and also to doing it. To make sure we work more harder. Serapta Simo, Jaikro, Pesa Jaikro, and number one. We now make you sure
Awesome, wonderful. So moving on, the next award of the day is Best Healthcare Service Provider in Northeast India 2022. A simple and calm life is often dreamed by those who are born and brought up in the remotest part of the country. But our next awardee had always had this fire burning inside of him to do something big for his community people. Coming from the rural counterparts of the country's third smallest state, Tripura, he has been widely acknowledged as the architect of modern Indian healthcare in Kailashar. Born in 1968 and brought up in Kailashar, Unakoti, Tripura, he can be best described as a compassionate humanitarian who dedicated his life to bringing healthcare to the economic and geographic region of Unakoti district and the North district of Tripura. Unakoti Hospital opened its doors in 2018, started with 10-bedded hospital and introduced quality healthcare to Tripura state at a cost that was a fraction of comparable costs in Northeast India. Always the visionary, he harnessed technology and took healthcare to the masses. That helped him to expand his hospital services from a mere 10-bedded infrastructure to a massive 60-bedded infrastructure in just a span of 5 years. Can we please have the AV?
Mr. Bimal Chandra Ghosh, Chairman, Unakoti Hospital, Tripura. Mr. Bimal Ghosh, who hails from Kailash Shahar in Tripura, had a vision of bringing world-class healthcare to the masses in the northeastern states of India and founded the Unakoti Hospital in 2018. What started with just 10 beds has now developed into a 60-bedded multi-specialty hospital that gives world-class healthcare at affordable prices, making key medical facilities such as ICUs and NICUs available to the economically backward people of the state. Thanks to Mr. Bimal Ghosh, millions in the 7 sisters of the Northeast can now hope for state-of-the-art healthcare in their own land. Mr. Bimal Chandra Ghosh, recipient of the MSME Award 2022 for Best Healthcare Service Provider in Northeast India.
As Mr. Bimal Ghosh is currently traveling, he couldn't attend today's event. However, I am very glad to invite his nephew as well as one of the profound directors of Unakoti Hospital Kailash Har Tripura, Mr. Sandeep Debroy, to receive the award and share a few words on behalf of Mr. Bimal.
Good evening, all respected dignitaries, guests, and our media person, and the organizer of the 5th MSME Award 2022. Myself, Advocate Sandeep Debroy, and our chairman, Sri Bimal Ghosh, is not here due to some personal reason. Actually, our hospital belongs from rural area. I think everyone know the state named Tripura, which is near Assam. Many people doesn't know actually. When I was in Delhi, I was asking from where you are. So I was from Tripura. So people are asking from which state? Tripura is in which state? I said. Then I started telling me that I am from Assam. They know up to Assam. India is up to Assam. So it's okay. So I mean later on that's why many people may not know the state was Tripura. So in our Tripura, so people can imagine what kind of backward state it is. Only one cinema hall is there, that is in capital city Agartala. Only one cinema hall in whole state, and the population of our state is 40 lakh. So in between Tripura there is 8 district and one of the district name is Unakoti. So before our name was also Unakoti Nursing Care Hospital, then its name is Unakoti Hospital. So it's a dream of our chairman Bimal Ghosh to open a full-fledged hospital in the rural place like Tripura, when people are dying due to lack of ICU facility and other thing. So before 1 year, when we started running the hospital, then we came to know CIPACA. So from that time only, CIPACA started to assist us and tie up with the CIPACA in our ICU unit, and many people saved their life from that. We are having a long list there. I think 200 people or 250 people, I think, they have saved their life due to this ICU facility of CIPACA, which is running successfully there. So, as we are now all non-medical person, I am also an advocate, he is also an entrepreneur, our chairman. So, after running this hospital for 7 months only, we are on a verge of selling our hospital. So, I came Chennai with our chairman sir and another Dr. Satyajit Paul, and we meet Raja sir that we want to sell our hospital because it's not so easy. We may have fun, but in this hospital, doctor doesn't go to, spend their time. They don't find it worth. So who will go there? There is, you have seen in the video. Sometimes it's a flood affected area also. People actually think people really wearing cloth or not. One doctor is there asking me yesterday that you people eat snake. I said no. It's a rural area doesn't, and people are also well educated. They are nothing like this you snake. So this kind of thinking people are having with our state or district. So people doesn't want to go there when a doctor. So thanks to CIPACA business concept. So today is the birth of CIPACA business concept, the launching event. So before 3 months, Radha, when we met Radha sir, so he told us that we are planning to do something for people like you, but still we have not started. But as I told you, we are running out of time. So Amarnath sir, our Prakash sir, Anand sir, they came and convinced us that no need to sell your hospital. We are here with you. Do your business. We will support you with other doctor and administrative person. What you need, trained nurses, whatever you want. So, as per their commitment, before this launching event, only CIPACA business concept came as a savior for our hospital. And our hospital is running successfully now. And there are gynecologists, they sent us gynecologists, they sent us NT medicine and other many specialist doctors, whatever we want. They are sending us regularly from here. So thanks everyone. So other 4 award recipients who have received this award, I came here from Northeast and it's my immense pleasure really to have here in front of you people. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep. And the 5th and the final award of MSME Awards 2022 is Best YouTube Media Anchor Youth on Social Content Award 2022. An engineering graduate who prepared for the Indian Civil Service examination after graduating from college. Due to his obsession with Tamil, he prepared for the civil service examination in the Tamil way. He started taking training classes for civil servants due to his family background. Continuing efforts and the social environment have changed his mindset. Due to this, he embarked on a new journey in this media world. He met many people in the field, started giving background voice and writing essays, and finally developed himself into an interviewer. He is also a motivational speaker among school and college youth. He worked as a political journalist for almost 3 years in Adan Tamil, a leading social media channel. He's experienced in interviewing multidisciplinary personalities, including some of the current ministers. Tamil Ulla, a show that takes pride in Tamil in particular, is popular for its performances such as Thalavi Darbar, which showcases female personalities. His interviews to promote MSMEs as part of spreading quality and positive social content to the society has gained him not only good name but has scaled up his journey to search and identify content which can make subscribers and public to consume for their total well-being and improve their knowledge skills. He was a show producer, took over as the program head in 2022 at DotsMedia. He is currently launching a new program again to bring ideas to the community. He is preparing and presenting a special program for entrepreneurs. The show titled Nalai Namade, Problems and Solutions. May I invite, can we please have the AV?
Mr. Jnana Arularasse, Program Head, DotsMedia. Mr. Arularasse, now known by all as Arulmozhi Varman, has come a full journey from being a student aspiring to enter civil service to an inspiring coach preparing students to enter civil service, who then became a voice artist and then a writer, and now a popular social media journalist and interviewer who is effecting a positive change in the society. His 3-year stint with the popular YouTube channel Adan Tamil saw him interview political bigwigs. His videos such as Tamilula and Thalavi Darbar were remarkable and commendable feathers in his hat. He is currently the head of DotsMedia and is launching a new show titled Nalai Namade, Sikkalgalum Thirvugalum. Mr. Jnana Arularasse, recipient of the MSME Award 2022 for Best YouTube Media Anchor Youth.
May I please?
engineering student. English நல்லா பேசுவார். But I request him to speak in Tamil. ஒரு தமிழ் கேட்க நம்ம கொடுத்து வச்சிருக்கோம்.
இயற்றலும் ஈட்டலும் காத்தலும் காத்த வகுத்தலும் வல்லதரசு என்பதுதான் வள்ளுவனுடைய பொருளாதார நுணுக்கத்தினுடைய வெளிப்பாடு. இயற்ற வேண்டியதை ஈட்டி அதை எப்படி காக்க வேண்டுமோ அப்படி காத்து, வகுக்க வேண்டியதை வகுத்து மக்களுக்கு பகுத்து கொடுப்பது தான் நல்ல அரசினுடைய நோக்கமாக இருக்க முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் வள்ளுவனுடைய வாக்கு. அந்த வாக்கினுடைய அடிப்படையில் ஒரு நாடு இயங்க வேண்டும் என்றால் இப்படிப்பட்ட தொழில் முனைவோர்களையும் தொழில்களையும் பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்த ஒரு நாடு அடுத்த நிலைக்கு செல்ல வேண்டும் என்று எண்ணக்கூடிய செயற்பாட்டாளர்களையும் நாம் பெற்றிருப்பதில் மட்டற்ற மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறோம். அதற்காக இந்த மேடையில் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள். அடிப்படையில் என்னை பற்றி டாக்டர் அஸ்வதி அவங்க சொன்னது நான் மீண்டும் சில விஷயங்களை மட்டும் கூடுதலாக சொல்லிடுறேன். அடிப்படையில் ஒரு நாடு இளைஞர் சமூகத்திடம் எப்படி பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்த சிந்தனைகளை தூண்டிவிட முடியுமோ வளர்க்க முடியுமோ அது நிச்சயமாக அடுத்த கட்டத்திற்கு நாட்டை கொண்டு செல்லும் அப்படிங்கிறதுல மாற்றுக்கிறது இருக்க முடியாது. இப்போ சார் சொல்லும்போது தான் மதிப்புக்குரிய வெங்கடாச்சலபதி அவர்கள் சொல்றாங்க, சென்னையில் 400 கோடிக்கும் அதிகமான தொழில் முனைவோர்கள் தங்களுக்கான உதவிகள் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தெரியும் போது தான் இது இளைஞர்கள் மத்தியில் எவ்வளவு வேலைவாய்ப்பற்ற தன்மை இருந்துகிட்டு இருக்கு. சார் சொன்னாங்க 10ல் 7 பேர் பிடிச்சோம்னா 7 பேர் MSME இருப்பாங்கன்னு. அதே மாதிரி தான் 10ல் ஒரு 7 பேர் பிடிச்சா இன்ஜினியரிங் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டாக இருப்பாங்க. ஆனால் அத்தனை பேருக்கும் வேலை வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சிருக்குதா அல்லது அத்தனை பேருக்கும் தொழில் முனைவோர்களாக உருவாக வேண்டும் என்ற எண்ணத்திற்கு அடிகோலாக இருக்கக்கூடிய வாய்ப்புகள் அவங்க கையில் எட்டி இருக்கிறதா அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இல்லை அப்படிங்கிறது தான் விடையா இருக்குது. நான் இந்த உலகத்துக்குள்ள நுழையும் போது ஒரு வாய்ஸ் ஓவர் ஆர்டிஸ்டா உள்ள வந்தேன். பின்னணியில் தமிழுக்காக குரல் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஆளா உள்ள வந்தேன். அதன் பிறகு 2019 மக்களவை தேர்தலுக்காக களங்களுக்கு போனேன். களங்களுக்கு சென்று மக்களை சந்திக்கிறோம். சரி, இந்த பையன் மக்கள்கிட்ட கேள்வி கேட்கிறான் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக பின்னாடி அமர்ந்து கேமராக்கு பின்னாடி அமர்ந்து கேள்வி கேட்க அனுமதி கொடுத்தாங்க. சரி, பின்னாடி இருந்து கொஞ்சம் நல்லா கேட்கறான் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக முன்னாடி அமர்ந்து இடம் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஒரு பாதை நமக்கு ஒன்று இருக்குது. அந்த பாதையையும் அந்த இலக்கும் நம்ம நிர்ணயிச்சிட்டோம்னா அதை நோக்கி நம்ம பயணப்பட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஆனால் இங்கே பாதைகளை வகுத்து கொடுப்பதற்கோ அல்லது நிர்ணயம் செய்வதற்கான வழிவகைகளையே இப்படிப்பட்ட ஆளுமைகள் இருந்து இங்கே அதை காட்டுவதற்கு இருக்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது இங்கே தெரியல அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்ல வரேன். அது கல்லூரிகளாக இருக்கட்டும், பள்ளிகளாக இருக்கட்டும், உங்களை போன்ற ஆளுமைகள் இளைஞர்கள் மத்தியில் இதை கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது என்னுடைய தாழ்மையான வேண்டுகோள். அரசும் அதற்கான முயற்சிகளை எடுக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னு பார்க்க முடியுது. ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக தமிழ்நாடு, நம்ம இந்தியாவே எடுத்துக்கிறோம். ஆனந்த் சார் அவர்கள் கூட தொடர்ந்து 36 தங்க விதிகள் அப்படிங்கிற புத்தகத்தை எழுதியிருக்கிறாங்க. பிரகாஷ் அவர்கள் சாரும் இணைந்து அந்த புத்தகத்தை வெளியிட்டிருக்கிறாங்க. 36 தங்க விதிகள் அப்படிங்கிற புத்தகம் எல்லா பள்ளிகளையும் கல்லூரிகளையும் ஒரு பொருளாதாரத்தை ஒரு பாடமாக வைக்கலாம். ஏன்னா பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்த அறிவை வளர்ப்பதற்கு இப்படிப்பட்ட புத்தகங்கள் தமிழில் இருப்பது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கட்டாயம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். தமிழ்நாடு அடுத்த கட்டத்திற்கு செல்லணும் அப்படின்னா இங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய இளைய சக்திகளை பயன்படுத்தணும் அப்படின்னா திசை மாறி போறாங்க, சினிமா சார்ந்து போறாங்க, மற்ற பழக்க வழக்கங்களுக்கு நகர்றாங்க அப்படின்னா அவர்களை ஒருமுகப்படுத்த வேண்டியது அடுத்த வேலை வாய்ப்பு என்ன, பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்து எப்படி நம்ம முன்னேறணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு விஷயத்தை தூண்டி விட்டோம்னா போதும், அவங்க கண்டிப்பா நல்ல பாதைக்கு வந்துருவாங்க நான் நம்புறேன். நாம அல்லது என்னோட சக நண்பர்களை பார்க்கும்போதே சரி, பணம் சம்பாதிக்க எனக்கு வழி தெரியல. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்குறோம் நிறைய விஷயங்களை எப்படி போய் மாட்டிக்கிறாங்க. அது ரம்மியா இருக்கலாம், மற்ற லோன் ஆப்களாக இருக்கலாம், நிறைய விஷயங்களை போய் மாட்டிக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னா விரைவாக பணத்தை சேர்க்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க. அது தவறான ஒரு முடிவில் போய் முடிஞ்சிருது. ஸோ அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு முடிவுகளில் இளைஞர்கள் சிக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா இப்படிப்பட்ட தொழில் ஆளுமைகள், இப்படிப்பட்ட தொழில் வாய்ப்புகள் தமிழ் சமூகத்தில் இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம கண்டிப்பாக வெளிப்படுத்தி ஆக வேண்டிய கட்டாயத்தில் இருக்கிறோம். ரொம்ப குறிப்பாக சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா தமிழ் உலா அப்படிங்கிறது தமிழ் சார்ந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்காக நான் அங்கே ஆரம்பித்தது. இன்றைக்கு தமிழ்நாட்டினுடைய மாநில கொள்கை குழுவினுடைய துணைத் தலைவராக இருக்கக்கூடிய மதிப்புக்குரிய பேராசிரியர் ஜெயரஞ்சன் அவர்களாக இருக்கட்டும், அதே போல தற்போதைய டிஎன்பிசியினுடைய உறுப்பினர் பொருளாதார பேராசிரியர் மதிப்புக்குரிய திரு ஜோதி சிவஞானம் அவர்களாக இருக்கட்டும், இவர்களெல்லாம் தொடர்ந்து நான் பணியாற்றிய ஆதரணிலேயே தொடர்ந்து நிகழ்ச்சிகளை பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருந்ததுக்கான காரணம் நானும் அதற்கு இணையாக கொஞ்சம் பொருளாதார வளர்த்துக்கிறணும். ஏன்னா நம்ம என்னதான் நீங்க எந்த துறையில் இருந்தாலும் சரி, உங்களுக்கு பொருளாதார அறிவு அப்படிங்கிறது இல்லைன்னா உங்களால் முன்னேற முடியாது அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு உலக நாடுகள் பலவும் முன்னுதாரணம். இன்றைக்கு ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக MSME அப்படிங்கிறத மட்டுமே இந்தியாவுடைய ஜிடிபியில் 30% ஈட்டி கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தரவுகள் சொல்லுது. அப்ப MSME இவ்வளவு வாய்ப்புகளை இவ்வளவு வசதிகளை வழங்குது அப்படின்னு ஊரோரத்தில் இருக்கிற ஒரு சாதாரண ஒரு ஊதுபத்தி தயாரிக்கிற ஒரு அக்காவுக்கோ இல்லை தேன் மிட்டாய் தயாரிக்கிற ஒரு அண்ணனுக்கோ யாருக்கோ போய் ரீச் ஆகுதா இல்லையா அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம இங்கே கேட்க வேண்டியதாக இருக்குது. அதான் சார் சொன்னாங்க, இந்த கிராஸ் ரூட் லெவல் வரைக்கும் நம்ம அதை கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கிறோமா இல்லையா, சேர்க்க முடியறதில்லை அப்படிங்கிறது நிதர்சனமா இருக்குது. நம்ம வெளிப்படையாக ஒத்துக்கணும்னா அதுதான். அப்போ முடியலன்னா எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் முடியல, என்ன தடைகள் இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிற தடைகளை கண்டறிந்து தமிழ்நாடு அரசுக்கும் சரி இந்திய அரசுக்கும் சரி சொல்ல வேண்டிய கட்டாயத்தில் உங்களை போன்ற அறிஞர் பெருமக்கள் இருக்கிறீங்க. உங்களிடமிருந்து இந்த அவார்டை வாங்குவதால் நான் பெரும் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். ஏன்னா அடிப்படையில் இதற்கு முன்னாடியும் மக்கள் தொலைக்காட்சி மூலமா ஒரு விருது ஒன்று வாங்கியிருந்தேன். அதன் பிறகு நம்ம களங்களில் பயணிக்கிறோம், பார்க்குறோம். இந்த விருதுக்கு உண்மையில நான் தகுதியானு எனக்கு தெரியாது. ஆனா இந்த விருது என்னை மென்மேலும் தகுதிப்படுத்த உதவும் அப்படிங்கிறத மாற்றுக்கிறது கிடையாது. நிச்சயமாக பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்த முன்னுதாரணங்களை, பொருளாதாரம் சார்ந்த கோட்பாடுகளை மக்கள் மத்தியிலும் இளைஞர்கள் மத்தியிலும் கொண்டு செலுத்த வேண்டிய கடமை அறிஞர் பெருமக்களான உங்களுக்கும் உண்டு, ஊடகவியலாளரான எனக்கும் உண்டு என்பதை சொல்லிக்கொண்டு விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் மிஸ்டர் ஞானா. உங்க தமிழ் கேட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் தமிழ்ல பேசினேன்னு வைங்களேன், என்ன நினைக்கிறேன். Okay, thank you anyway. So, moving on, we would like to invite some of our event partners to address the gathering. I would like to invite Mr. Ramanan, Managing Director.
Dignitaries from the dais, gracious ladies, gentlemen, good evening to one and all. I am really proud to be here, and I thank Mr. Anand and Shivpriya for giving me this opportunity.
Please. And I request Mr. Anand from CIPACA Consulting to felicitate Mr. Anjan Raja.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anjan. I'm the City Sales Manager for Tata Nexar, Chennai. To begin with, first of all, I would like to wish all of you a happy International MSME Day. I would like to start by a simple question. In this audience among us, how many of us are familiar with Tata Group of companies? Yeah, it's kind of a silly question, but yeah, almost everyone is familiar with Tata Group. May I know like how many of you MSME owners are familiar with Tata Nexar? Oh, good to know. There is like quite a few hands up. So no problem. I will explain you today about Tata Nexar. So Tata Nexar is basically a platform which we are here to support MSMEs and emerging businesses. This is going to be a single stop platform for all the challenges faced by MSMEs and emerging businesses. So the three major categories what we are solving from our platform is 1, growing your business, 2 is solving your challenges, 3 would be optimizing the business processes. So when I talk about growing your business, every business owners need opportunity to grow. Here from Tata, we are giving you a platform, a verified Tata platform where you can list your businesses for free. And we also provide you access to various tenders and quotations in this platform. This will be both government as well as private tenders here. We are also in the process of communicating the business enrolled in the platform, connecting them to other business in order to grow. This is about the growth phase we are targeting upon. And coming to solving the business challenges. Initially to begin with, we identified a few challenges for emerging businesses and MSMEs. And we are working on giving valid solutions to them. One would be working capital management. Another would be giving relevant expert business advisories to the MSMEs. We observed that most of the MSMEs struggle in getting expert business solutions from business experts. in order to facilitate that, we have come up with the concept of expert advisors, wherein MSMEs or emerging businesses can contact the experts, subject matter experts, and get particular queries solved from them. We have Mr. Anand also here with us. He is one of our participants in this program, where we can connect with them and get expert business advisors. Similarly, we have experts from various fields in this. And coming to the another major category, what we are presenting from Tata Nexar will be optimizing your business processes. Once you get the growth and your problems are solved, next one would be obviously optimizing the business processes. As business entrepreneurs, I'm sure everyone has a set of challenges which and processes which need us to be streamlined. We provide you with a state-of-the-art, affordable, trustworthy softwares which will help you to solve and optimize your current business processes. So these, in the end, in a nutshell, I would like to wrap it out by saying that Tata Nexar would be a part of all MSMEs, and we are here to support and promote your growth all the way through. Once again, thank you.
Thank you. As a token of gratitude, I would like to request Dr. Raja Amarnath to present a small memento to our chief guest. I would like to request Mr. Prakash sir to present a memento to our guest of honor, Mr. Sarathi sir. It's time for our wonderful event partners. I invite Mr. Joshi Nivasan from Lumen Network, our gift partner, to the stage. And I request our chief guest, Mr. Venkatachalapati sir, to felicitate him. I would like to invite Mr. Shrikant from BCC Makam, our digital partner, to the stage. And I request our guest of honor, Mr. Sarathi sir, to felicitate him. Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Mr. Santosh from Sayom, our media partner, to the stage. And I request our chief guest, Mr. Venkatachalapati sir, to felicitate him. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Upasana Lahiri from CIPACA Healthcare Services, our hospitality partner, to the stage. And I request our guest of honor, Mr. Sarathi sir, to felicitate her. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Now we have come close to the ending. I would like to invite Dr. Shivapriya to deliver the word of thanks.
Good evening, one and all present here. Happy International MSMEs Day. It's an honor to present the vote of thanks today on the International MSME Day at the MSME Award 2022 powered by CIPACA, Business Concepts and Sea Change Consulting. On behalf of the organizing committee, we thank our chief guest, Mr. V. Venkatachalapati, GMSD, NSIC, Government of India, and our guest of honor, Mr. S. Sarathi, Joint Managing Director, Mondo Automotive India Private Limited, and special invitee from NASCOM SME Council as well. I take pleasure in thanking our sponsors, Tata Nexar and Shriram Enterprises, for their support. Your contribution and generosity helped us make this event successful. I also thank our event partners, gift partner Lumen Network, media partner Sion, digital partner BCC Martech, and hospitality partner CIPACA. I want to extend my generous thanks to the awardees for taking part in the event and the entire guest who has come from long distances to show their respect and cooperation for this MSME award function. I take this opportunity to thank the MSME Award Jury Committee headed by Dr. Raja Amarnath, founder and MD CIPACA Business Concepts Private Limited, Mr. Prakash, founder and CEO Sea Change Consulting, and Mr. Anand, founder and SBA Sea Change Consulting, and the entire organizing team who have worked day and night to make this event possible in such a short period of time. I thank Andhra Chamber of Commerce and their staff members for the venue and its related arrangements, Celestial for trophies and mementos, and Devoted Cafe for providing the high tea. Thank you very much for press and media friends to take this message to the MSME fraternity and general public as well. I once again thank all the people who have helped us directly or indirectly to make this award function a successful event. Thanks to all the participants for attending the event and making this event a colorful one. Take care and see you soon. A general announcement, we will have a press meet after the high tea in the same location. I request now everyone to raise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे